WMBG, we are Williamsburg's radio station. How's it going, everybody? My name is Ty Hodges, and I am super excited to welcome you all in to what we hope will become a long-running and super successful segment here on the 60-Minute Squeeze. We have today the first ever Super Sound Showcase, where we bring in local artists and we let them play their music for you, get them some exposure, and basically help set them off to stardom, which we know they are all destined for. So, with that being said, I would like to welcome in our first Super Sound Showcase artist, Paul Todd. Paul, how are you doing today?
I'm doing well, thank you.
So we're thrilled to have you in here. So tell us a little bit about yourself. Do you come from Williamsburg, or how'd you wind up here?
My family moved to Williamsburg when I was about 2, and I've been in town for the most part for the last 33 years or so.
Now, how did you get started in music? When did you start playing?
My godfather bought me a bass guitar when I was 11. My dad plays guitar, and he played guitar in a band with my godfather in Williamsburg for quite some time. And at about 12, my dad bought me a 6-string. He bought me my first guitar, and from there I played rock and roll and punk rock and stuff like that. I gave it up for some time. I did IT contracting for quite a while, and then a few years ago I decided that I really wanted to do this, so I started digging in. I started studying, and that's it. I've been playing out for the last year or so, and it's been great. I've met a lot of great people and had a lot of good times doing it.
Now, I've seen you around town. You play in all over Williamsburg, restaurants, bars. Is this your first radio appearance?
This is my first radio appearance.
Excellent. Well, we are super excited to welcome you in to the Super Sound Showcase here on WMBG. So, Paul, tell us a little bit about some artists that influence you. What's your style of music? Who do you listen to?
I try to listen to as much of everything as I can, but as far as the picking is concerned, Chet Atkins is my biggest influence. Jerry Reed, Django Reinhardt. I love listening to George Benson and Wes Montgomery, and any of the great pickers. Some of the ones that are around now, Steve Wariner and Tommy Emmanuel, are absolutely fantastic to watch and listen to and learn from. And I try to soak in as much as possible from everybody that's done it, because it's so good.
Now, do you have a favorite song that you like to play?
Oh,
loaded question, I know.
Yeah. Well, the song I probably play every day, the first time I pick up a guitar, is "Windy and Warm" by John D. Loudermilk, and Chet Atkins did a version of it, and Doc Watson did a version of it. Tommy Emmanuel does a version of it. A lot of the guys that thumb pick and finger pick have versions of it, and it's a fun little tune.
So how does the Paul Todd version sound?
Like it needs work, probably. It's okay, I guess.
Now, you play around Williamsburg, not only solo, but you were part of 2 bands as well. Is that correct?
Yeah. So I work with a wonderful vocalist by the name of Katie Boucher, and she's absolutely amazing. And then the band is called Billy Jack, and we work as a duo, but also as an ensemble. The duo is usually myself and John Smith, and then the ensemble is myself, John Smith, Katie Boucher, Julian Burrell, who is a just phenomenal bassist, and Mike Griffith, who's a wonderful drummer and has been a staple on the scene in Williamsburg for a very, very long time. He's just an outstanding guy, and they're all great musicians. I love working with them.
Now, you've got your guitar in studio today. Is that the only instrument, the only weapon of choice, or do you dabble in some other instruments?
It is my weapon of choice. There's no question about this. This is the primary focus of my attention. I've been playing around with the piano a little bit lately. I can play a little bit in C. As long as it's on all the white keys, I seem to be okay. I play a little bit of bass, banjo, mandolin. I play a little bit of the drums. I'm not, great at any of it, but I like to play around with as much as possible. If I have an idea and I think it's going to work on another instrument, I try to see if it will, and if it does, I go with it.
Now, the question that everyone really wants to know, are you excited to play your newest song live on air?
Absolutely. I am Absolutely.
He's shaking his head yes vigorously. That is a resounding yes. And you will be able to hear that live here in just a couple of minutes. We are going to go to one song, give him some time to prepare, and then he is going to come back and perform his newest song, Dig My Heels In, live on WMBG. Thank you for tuning into the Super Sound Showcase. We will be right back right after this. And welcome back in, ladies and gentlemen, to the Super Sound Showcase here exclusively on the 60-Minute Squeeze with me, Ty Hodges, here on WMBG, Williamsburg's radio station. We have in studio, again, Paul Todd. He is a local musician. You can also catch him in the duo Hootin' Annie, as well as the band Billy Jack. So, Paul, this new song that you're going to perform for us live here today, it's called Dig My Heels In. What is the inspiration behind this song?
Well, I like to people watch. I like to observe the way we behave as humans, and I try to be introspective as much as possible. And in watching, both other people and myself, I've noticed that we have a hard time as people admitting when we're wrong, and we just really, like, once we've made up our mind to stick to whatever it is, even if we find out that we're wrong, we're still, at least for a while, like, nope, I made the right decision. And that's really what it's about. It's just about my observations of society and myself.
You ready to go over there? You want me to give you the countdown, the NASA countdown?
No, I think I'll just I'll go. I think I should be all right.
All right, then I'm going to shut my mic off. I'm going to turn yours up, and I'm going to let you do your thing. This is Paul Todd with his new song, Dig My Heels In.
Heels in, believe what I want to, surround myself with people who think like I do. I don't see no reason in carrying on, moving along to the sound of that drum. Well, my MTV's got 139 channels, but it stays on one most of the time, and my circle of friends, it keeps getting much smaller. I think it's just a sign of the times. Think I'll dig my heels in, believe what I want to, surround myself with people who think like I do. I don't see no reason in carrying on, moving along to the sound of the drum. Bread and circuses keep us entertained, tilting at windmills as we slowly go insane. The preacher man, he says, believe like I do, fall in line, it's just a sign of the time. Think I'll dig my heels in, believe what I want to, surround myself with people who think like I do. I don't see no reason in carrying on, moving along to the sound of the drum. Dig my heels in, believe what I want to, surround myself with people who think like I do. I don't see no reason in carrying on, moving along to the sound of that drum.
Hey, Paul Todd, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get a round of applause for him. Paul Todd with the inaugural Super Sound Showcase. That was incredible, sir. Well done. Not bad for a week and a half's work right there.
Thank you. Thank you.
So, to everyone out there who's been listening today, we appreciate you so much. Obviously, we have to thank Retro Daddy-O for helping us set this thing up. Yeah! Shout out to Retro Daddy-O. They are one of the biggest local supporters of local music, like the song you just heard. So, Paul, if people want to follow you on social media, where can they do that? How can they find you?
Okay, so when I play solo, I use my great-grandfather's name, which came about because I have pretty bad social anxiety. So I was Jackson Rousey, you can find online, or Billy Jack Hillbilly Jazz. You can also find both of those things on Facebook. If I know you, you can send me a friend request on Facebook, I suppose.
Not going to accept any randos?
I mean, maybe. We'll see. But yeah, social media, I'm on Twitter and YouTube and Facebook and all of the interweb things that the kids use these days. I don't know.
Those pesky youths and their internets.
Right. Exactly.
Well, Paul, it has been an absolute pleasure. Thank you for joining us in the first ever WMBG Super Sound Showcase. You are awesome, and you're going to be a tough act to follow. I can tell you that much.
Thank you so much for having me. Thank you so much. Thank you.